guys, Professor Prime here with MyJaPlanet.com, and today on this episode of Prime Talk, we have something kind of interesting right now. And I don't know if I'm going to get this because it's a unique situation. So today we're taking a look at the BWTW 1104 Studio Series Transformers Strafe. For those of you who don't know what this is, and when I first saw this, I was like, wait, who is this? Who is this? It's obviously from the Bayverse movies, but I don't remember who this character is. Well, you guys remember the two-headed flying Dinobot from Age of Extinction? Yeah, that's what this toy is. Now, apparently there was a toy release by Hasbro back when Age of Extinction was released. I don't remember ever seeing it. I remember getting a couple of them, like two of them. There was the one that wasn't in the movie at all, which was the Raptor, which was like a bluish color, and then there was the, I don't remember the name now, but it was supposed to be like a Triceratops, I think. Was not named the same name. I think Grimlock was the only one that was actually named Grimlock. The rest of them all had different names. And then Grimlock was released in two versions. He was released in a silver version and then like a ugly orange, brown, and black version. But anyways, apparently it's being upscaled. So this is a KO of the original toy with significant paint upgrades, accessories probably. It looks good. Like, don't get me wrong, you can pre-order it right now on Hasbro. Pre-order it right now on Show Z store for $1. The tariffs are still in effect, so they are still charging tariffs for their shipping, so it's about $2.20 to ship to the United States. Standard 15-25 business days to be sent out. Let's see here. It's classified as a MP scale. That's interesting. Supposed to be coming out late September 2025. I don't know the price for this is going to be. Being this is a KO, probably 30 bucks, 35, maybe 40 bucks, because it's an MP scale, and that's interesting because it's an upscale. Like, so they upscaled it. You know, and this is it's a repaint. It's a repaint. The sword obviously wasn't with the original. It's probably definitely added more detail and stuff like that. I mean, looks. Honestly, it's weird to me that it's a KO of the original, and it looks like it comes with a flight stand too. Yeah, it looks like it comes with a flight stand. I honestly couldn't tell you if this is a true KO or this is like they took inspiration from the mold, upscaled it, and then added a bunch of new stuff to it. It's just like, I've got like the Studio Series Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime KO, and I also have the official version. And between the two, other than paint applications and the KO coming with a way more accessories, they're both identical. They're literally identical. They transform the same. They have the same problems. They're 100% identical. However, the only upscale version I own of a KO is Ironhide, and my Ironhide kind of busted when I got it, and it's fine, but I don't have the Masterpiece Takara version to compare it to, but it's an upscale version, so I mean, you can crucify me in the comments if you want for purchasing a KO of an official product, but trying to find a reasonable price for Ironhide from the movie, from Takara, is like impossible, unless I want to pay like $600, which I'm not doing. But it looks good. There's not a lot of information about it. I don't know who BW is. It's all the same. It's obviously Swoop is the character. It was Swoop, but Swoop doesn't have two heads. He only has one. But it's actually the reason why I want to talk about this, because one, it does look interesting and I might get it. But two, what's interesting about this is Hasbro just announced, like, at Comic-Con, right? It was a San Diego Comic-Con, that they are doing Titan class versions of all the Dinobots, starting with Grimlock. Now, this is Masterpiece scale. So honestly, like I have one Titan. I have one Hasbro Titan that I have purchased. Well, actually, I take that back. I have purchased two Titan class figures. I have purchased Trypticon, which I ended up gifting to Mr. J because I didn't have any space for it at the time. I do have the Ark from War of Cybertron, and I do have, on the way, I do have the Scorponok, also from War of Cybertron. That's coming. That was re-released by Hasbro and is coming probably sometime in September. The reason I say that is the size of the Ark, if I would argue, is maybe a little bit taller than my DS9 Minosaur. Just a hair taller. Just a hair taller. Okay. I don't have. I would say so far the Combiner Wars Constructicons Devastator is probably still the tallest Transformer that Hasbro has made. I would say that Metroplex is probably the same height, is probably a little taller than the Arc. So, and then like, you know, Metroplex also too is probably pretty tall. I never did bother to get the Nemesis. Never saw it in stock, and Hasbro doesn't carry it anymore. So it was one of those like one and done. It was a very, I think it was a very limited released Titan class figure. I don't think it was not advertised very well. And I think the main thing was that the gimmick on that transforming didn't fit War for Cybertron, whereas the Arc did transform. Now, the reason I say that is to say this. I don't know how big a Titan class Grimlock is going to be. Now, obviously, we know from the photos, and I did a video on that previously, with, you know, it riding a Nemesis Prime, which is just a repaint, kind of slightly retooling, mainly the head sculpt of Age of Extinction Optimus Prime that Hasbro just released earlier this year. And this is all coming next year, by the way. So with them pushing these out, I'm curious if they're going to do all of the Dinobots in upscale versions. Now, there is no Studio Series Strafe. It doesn't exist. Okay, so it being called Studio Series is kind of hilarious to me, because as far as I know, the only Studio Series of the Dinobots that's ever been released has been Grimlock twice, and obviously a third one coming with the Titan class. So I do find it kind of interesting that that the company, probably Black Mamba, or one of the, like, I think there's only, like, honestly, I feel like there's, like, 3 of them, and they all come up with different names just to get around, like, whatever, like, legal issues they might be having with doing KOs, which is a finer, detailed business and a little bit harder to get out there than, say, third party, where third party is, you know, I don't need to explain it to you guys, but for those of you who maybe don't know and want this information, a third party version of Optimus Prime is somebody who designed the character, and the engineering was then created either by that same person or another person who took the design and then engineered it. A lot of times it's the same person, and then they sell the design to, you know, one of these third-party companies, or they work for the third-party company, and then they turn around and then they produce the figure on a limited run, and they also don't have to deal with any kind of like toy regulations. Like, they don't have to worry about small. That's why third-party figures are so integrated, and Hasbro would never be able to make, say, like a Fans Toys, like was it Robot Paradise, the Soundwave. There's no way Takara could even do that, because it would cost Takara like $900 to make that figure, because of the price that they pay for marketing and what they pay to the FCC or whatever to make sure the toy and all the regulations they have to go through to make sure that toy is safe and everything like that. Whereas third party, you know, they don't really advertise. You know, there's no advertising budget. We, the fans, do the advertising for them. YouTubers, I wouldn't really say like myself, but other bigger YouTubers, you know, they advertise these figures coming. And then of course, like, if you even somehow get onto sites like Show Z Store or TF Safari or even TF Source, you know, you see these figures and you go, oh, cool. And even if you look on Amazon, you can find a lot of third-party Transformers sold there. And then there's AliExpress, of course, as well, which is kind of can be hit or miss depending on who you're buying from. But it's just interesting to me that they're taking and I might do some more research on this and see what the original Strafe toy looked like, and see like how, like, and I wish I had one that I could compare the two with, you know, because that's mainly I'm interested because of the MP scale. So is it going to be taller than, say, Challenger, which is an MP scale version of Optimus Prime from Age of Extinction, you know? So is he going to be the same height? And if that's true, would the Titan class Grimlock that Hasbro's doing when it's transformed, would it be taller than this figure, or would they be the same height? You know what I'm saying? So it's like MP scale. It's like, but what's the MP like? MP scale is a thrown out term. It's a loose term, because MP scale Beast Wars is far smaller than MP scale, you know, G1 Optimus Prime. You know, because they're just smaller scale. And even if you were to say, oh, we're gonna make MP scale, which they have never done, but if they say, well, we're gonna make an MP scale version of, say, like Transformers Armada, you know. And what's interesting about all those toys, like after G1, even like War for Cybertron, they use the toy models in the show. So like You're like, oh, I'm looking for a more accurate version of, like, say, like Megatron from Transformers Cybertron. Well, just go buy the original. Like, nobody's gonna make one. I mean, there are some third-party companies that have gone out there and they've made like Optimus, and I think there was a Megatron made. Like, there are people out there doing them and making them like more integrated and stuff like that. So it's just interesting. It's just a kind of interesting dynamic to me with the whole situation. But anyways, guys, there's not a whole lot I can talk about with this figure. It's a lot of questions right now, more so than we have. There's a lot of details, and it's coming out late September. So we'll see. Maybe I'll revisit this and post it as an exclusive on MyJaPlanet.com, which, if you're not a member yet on MyJaPlanet.com, you should head over to MyJaPlanet.com and become a member. It's 100% free. You get early access to select reactions and Prime Talk videos, as well as exclusive content like Prime Talk reactions and other content that we do exclusively over MyJaPlanet.com. 100% for free. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to pay anything. But if you want to get more out of it, you can become a Super One member, and for $4.99 a month, you can really support the channel and get a little bit more extra content out of it. But that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like button. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Are you interested in getting something like this? Do you think that, you know, this is being a fourth party KO of an upscale character? Do you think this is wrong, that, you know, we shouldn't be supporting this? We shouldn't even be talking about this. We should just let this die. I do want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. And as always, guys, check out this video right above here. And until next time.